heading down to Marvel to face the Bulldogs. How are you feeling?
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, our first win last week in just over a month, so we're going to take a lot of that momentum, and we faced the Dogs before, and really confident that we can beat them again. So yeah, a lot of excitement in the group.
Having such a close game like that, just winning by that 1 point, what does that do to the team heading into this week?
Well, we've had a few close ones before, and we've won a few of them. So again, it gives us a lot of confidence, knowing that if we are close going into the last quarter, that we can go to the end. And I think, bar one game this year, we've been pretty much in every game we've played. So I think we do take a lot of confidence in that fact that no matter how close the game is, we can go to the end, and we can hopefully win.
What do you make of the Western Bulldogs? They've won, I think, 3 of the last 4. Or?
Yeah, they're in some really good form, and they're a really good team. Joel Hamling always talks about how good they are. So they're going to be a really good side and try and bring it through the middle. So you've got to protect the corridor hard, and they've got some guns in the team. So we've got to look after them as well.
Do you talk to Joel about that? Does that come into it?
Yeah, it helps. When we play, even like when we play Hawthorn as well, Brad helps us out there. So having blokes from other teams is really handy. Rory talks about GWS, so definitely helps.
And you guys have a pretty good record against the Bulldogs as well in recent times. Does that build that momentum that you're talking about from last week as well?
Yeah, 100%. Earlier in the year, I think we beat them by a few goals, and that was one of our better wins for the year, so definitely brings us confidence.
Do you feel like there's a bit of importance to get the win, sort of prove your place at the moment?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's pride on the line, but then there's also finals in the mix, so I think we're 1 game out of it, and five weeks to go, so every win is really essential for us. So yeah, it's definitely an important game this weekend.
And taking a couple of injuries this week as well, there's been a little bit of concern about Rory and seeing Nathan Wilson getting scans as well. Does that concern the team at all?
Not really. They've got training today, so hopefully they get through that. But injuries happen to every club, and we've been a little bit unfortunate with having a few key players go down. But I don't think it really affects the playing group. Everyone's sort of driven, and next man stands up if someone is out. So.
How have you seen your season? Can you describe your season?
So I've played a bit more forward this year. Last year I predominantly was playing midfield, and then this year I've sort of been working on my forward craft a little bit more, playing a bit more time there. In early days it was a bit of a challenge, but I think I've sort of built my craft there, and I'm definitely more confident going forward now. So I'm happy to play inside on the wing and forward now. So just got to learn how to play back, and that's pretty much all bases covered. So. Ross is really big on playing a lot of positions, so this year's been a big step for me.
Where do you think you're most comfortable playing, or where do you see yourself in the future playing?
I think towards the senior end of my career, I want to be playing inside mid, but as a junior, getting a game, you just really want to play wherever Ross wants you to play. So I think I am most comfortable inside, but asked me 5 weeks ago, I wouldn't have felt as comfortable playing forward as I am now. So I'm just trying to grow.
And Dave Money described Saturday night as your best game for the club. How much confidence does that give you?
Oh, yeah, it's great to hear someone like Dave say that. So, it gives you a bit of confidence, but, got to take it in my stride. We've got 5 more games to go, and they're all really important. So I've just got to play my role for the team, I guess.
Was it good getting a bit more midfield time on Saturday?
Yeah, it's always good to play a bit of midfield. Like I said before, been playing a fair bit forward, so to get back inside was really good, and I felt like I played my role and helped us get the win.
And to win without Nat Fyfe's pretty big.
Yeah, again, builds the team's confidence, having the captain down, and then Dave stepped in as a standing captain, and the boys got the win. You can't really ask for more. I think Nathan, of all people, would be confident that we can do it with or without him. So.
On the captaincy, is that something you'd like to do in the future, or have a leadership group role?
I'd love to get in the leadership group one day, but it hasn't really crossed my mind. I think, as a young player, just got to get around the young boys and help them out a bit.
Was it you who said post-game that some of you got together and said, well, Nat's not with us this week, let's
I wasn't in that conversation, but essentially we did have something along those lines. Ross addressed the group when it was heard that Nathan wasn't going to play, and I think the leadership group really stood up in the week last week, getting the boys up and about, and it showed, and we got the win in the end.
What kind of impact does Nathan Fyfe have when he isn't out there on field? Is he still sort of around and boosting you guys through the game?
Yeah, he's still a massive leader. I think he was in hospital for a day or two last week, but he was still around the club when he could be. Still sending messages to the boys, still getting us up and about for the game. But he's really confident in the playing group, and he's really keen to get back out with us. So hopefully gets through training today and we can have him back in the team because he's the best player on the list, so we want him back out there.
Do you think maybe Rory could play a little bit more forward this weekend? What's your thoughts there?
Well, Rory predominantly has been playing ruck for us, but I see him as a key forward, so I'd love to see him go forward and watch Aaron dominate in the mid, tapping it to us. So, but we've got that flexibility. We've got a few tools now playing who can play multiple positions. So to see Rory go forward would be good.
What have you made around if you're a second-year player? It's first experience seeing a coach getting a bit of grief. What have you made seeing your coach getting a bit of pressure and from the outside anyway?
I've noticed. Well, he takes it in his stride. Being a coach of a Western Australian football club, you're gonna have to ride the highs and the lows. And over the last month, he's been copping a fair bit of stick. But I don't think the group's confidence has wavered at all. He comes in on a Monday, no matter what's been said about him, addresses the group, and pretty much instills us with confidence that he's 100% committed to the team. He's really confident with where we're at, and we're going to move forward with him. So, he takes it like a champ, I think. Seeing some of the stuff that gets said about him, to be here and still have a smile on his face, it's really big from him.
Did you speak to your dad or anything like that coming over to WA to get an understanding of how intense the sort of bubble is over here?
He mentioned it, but I don't think you can't really comprehend it until you're actually out here. Being in Melbourne, growing up, there's a lot of teams, but then you come out here and there's just two, and you're either with Freo or you're with the Eagles. So Dad had described it, but I didn't really comprehend it till I was here.
And as far as yourself, what's the biggest lesson you've taken away from this season so far in your own development as a player?
Well, probably touched on it before, being able to play in multiple roles. Like last year, I pretty much was just playing inside and going to the bench, and this year I built a bit more of a tank, and have sort of added that craft to my game. So you really have to be able to play anywhere if you want to be able to be selected. You've got to be able to play multiple positions.
And any residual issues with draw at all this stage of the season?
Touch wood, nothing so far. It's all been pretty smooth.
Just quickly on all the talk around Ross, how does that affect the players when you're hearing people say, is Ross going to leave or is he going to stay at Freo? How does that affect you guys?
Well, I sort of touched on it before. He sort of addresses the group after something has been said and comes in on a Monday or a Tuesday after a game and addresses us. Instills us with confidence. So no matter what gets said, he talks to us as a group and he's honest and open, but it gives us a lot of confidence.
So when Nick Del Santo and Nick Reward come out in the media and they say, we'd love to see him back in St Kilda, does he come to you and come to the group and say this is, a load of learning?
Yeah, he said, I think last week he came to us and just said, no matter what's going on, boys, I'm here. I'm really confident in the group moving forward, and just really don't read into it. So he gives us a lot of confidence.
And you guys have a pretty good relationship with him for the whole player group. I know I've been told he's been pretty good with all the players.
Yeah, he's a great coach and then also a great mentor. Myself personally, just caught up with him the other day, went into his office and I was in there for an hour just having a chat with him. So he really does work on building those personal connections with his players. He's more than just a coach, I think.